Welcome back, everybody. So, I don't do voiceovers often, but I felt like I really need to do it for this one. This dreamcatcher was pretty difficult for me to do because at first I was just trying to figure out what to use to string the beads and everything together. As you can see, I finally realized thread, which someone recommended was silk thread, which I have plenty of because I sew and I have a needle and everything. So it was pretty simple. Right now, you're watching me tie a loop through the needle like you would do when you're about to set up your thread to use for sewing. And once again, I realized later on that there was an easier way to do this, and yeah, this is just me fumbling around. I apologize, guys. All right, now that everything is all threaded, I had went ahead and did another thread of trying a new way to do things, and that latched better. But I need to redo this one because it's a very loose knot, but I'm going to do that last, and you guys will see in the upcoming video. But first I'm going to attach the beads onto this part, and once again, fumbling around, I try to do it this way, but it doesn't work out. So we switch to my left. As a mom, you have many difficulties when you're trying to do arts and crafts because your little one definitely wants to be involved as much as possible. So even though I might be sitting and it looks like everything is safe, 9 out of 10, my little one is definitely going to show up and want to be a part. Here she comes. I don't mind, but if you are an arts and crafts type of person, you know what I mean, especially if you have a little one who's inquisitive and wants to be involved. But as you're seeing, I'm pretty much threading the beaded strand onto the loop that is provided when you do the mold. And Amethyst wants to try to touch, pull, and everything else underneath the sun because she's an inquisitive 1-year-old. So this is after she has left. I'm speeding this up for you guys so that we can get this done a little bit quicker. All right, so now you can see what I mean. You see that gap? You guys are going to see me point it out in a minute. I can see it, and I'm still thinking about it, but you'll see it in a minute. That gap right there. That's why I had to redo that strand. But as you can see, it's pretty tight with the link that I put on the bottom. So now that I know how to do it better, we're going to test out the pull. Because when I did it the first time, the beads popped when I used like a bracelet rope, and that just popped right away. So the thread, silk thread, works perfect for adding beads or heavy beads onto a dream catcher. All right, we are back to the lap again. So this time I'm realized my mistake of the same way you loop your thread through and you tie your needle onto your thread is what I should have been doing from the beginning when attaching the thread onto the feathers and onto the loop ends. Silly me. I know. I wasn't thinking about it, but with practice comes perfection. And after you do things a couple of times, you start to learn the easy ways to get things done. Hence, this is the way I should have been doing it from the beginning. Now we're going to actually put the needle in. Now, for those of you who aren't good with the eye of the needle, of course they have the easy pull through needle threaders that help you a lot. You can get them on anything on Amazon. I have always been able to get the eye in with no problem. It's not something that's difficult for me to do. Now that we have everything ready, we're going to start adding the beads on. Now you're not going to get to see me do a lot of the pieces of the beading and the threading onto this dream catcher because, like I said, I have a very active little one. So I wanted you guys to see this during a good daylight, not me having to have to force a light so that you could see. But this went pretty quickly once I was able to bead it correctly, thread it correctly, and then tighten everything on. So here is where I'm going to fix that big gap. That was the second part of the dream catcher, the bottom part. I'm cleaning up all the thread that was on there originally, getting rid of that. And then we're going to re-thread and attach that second layer of dream catcher to the bottom so that we can cover that gap that was causing me a headache. Enter baby amethyst right on cue. All right, now we're gonna take some, it's not, I wouldn't say, because I had thread, but I didn't want thread. I wanted something that was kind of like suspendable. So it's more of a stretchy fabric, like a rope. And I tied it 3 times because I did it the first 2 knots and that didn't settle well. It popped easily. So cut those ends. I'm going to give it a tug to test it, make sure it's not going anywhere. Then I'm going to slide that loop under there in the hole as much as possible or hang it behind. Anyone who purchases it could ask for a different type of holder. But this is the end result, guys. I love it. It's gorgeous. It turned out so amazing. And the colors are just, I'm in love with it. I kind of want to keep it for myself, but I know that it's meant for someone out there. And of course, each feather has a real feather in it, as you've seen from the first video. I had to give it a wind test outside. It was kind of windy outside, so I definitely wanted to see if it would hold up to the string being up on a tree and a good breeze going through. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.